I'm Amelia. Today, we're going to talk about how to decoding your conflict style. So, let's talk about fighting. Not the healthy disagreements, but those big, exhausting fights that seem to come out of nowhere and leave you both feeling hurt and misunderstood. It starts with something small, the dishes left in the sink, someone being a few minutes late, and suddenly you're in the middle of that same old fight. One of you is pushing, escalating, demanding to talk about it right now. The other is shutting down, going silent, building a wall, and eventually leaving the room saying, "I'm done with this conversation." You end the night sleeping on opposite sides of the bed, feeling more alone than ever, and wondering, how did we get here again? Why do we always have the same fight? What if I told you that in that moment, you weren't actually fighting about the dishes, you were fighting for connection itself, and you were both using your deeply programmed, primitive survival strategies to try and feel safe in the face of a perceived threat? Today, we're going to decode your conflict styles. We'll uncover the two main roles most people play in arguments, what relationship therapists call the pursuer and the withdrawer. We'll understand the hidden fear that drives each role, and I'll give you a new set of rules. At its core, a serious relationship conflict is rarely about the topic you're discussing. It's about a threat to your emotional bond. It triggers a primal fear. Am I safe with you? Do I still matter to you? Are we okay? The way you argue is your subconscious protest against this feeling of disconnection. The pursuer is the partner who moves towards the conflict. Their protest is loud. They tend to criticize, blame, and escalate the volume because on a deep level, they are terrified of being abandoned. The silence and distance of their partner feels like a catastrophic threat. So they push, they poke, they demand a reaction, any reaction, even an angry one, because it's proof that the other person is still there, still engaged. The hidden desperate message behind the pursuer's anger is, "Please don't leave me. Show me that I still matter to you." The withdrawer, on the other hand, is the partner who moves away from the conflict. Their protest is silent. When faced with the pursuer's intensity, they feel attacked, judged, and emotionally overwhelmed or flooded. Their nervous system goes into shutdown mode to protect itself. They go silent. They become defensive. They leave the room. It's a desperate attempt to de-escalate what feels like a chaotic and dangerous situation. The hidden desperate message behind the withdrawer's silence is, "I feel completely overwhelmed and unsafe. I cannot handle this conflict right now." Do you see the tragic dance? The pursuer's solution, pushing for connection, is the withdrawer's biggest trigger. And the withdrawer's solution, creating space to feel safe, is the pursuer's biggest trigger. The more one pursues, the more the other withdraws. The more one withdraws, the more the other pursues. It is a perfect, self-perpetuating loop of pain where both partners end up feeling confirmed in their worst fears. The pursuer thinks, "See, he doesn't care about me at all." The withdrawer thinks, "See, she's impossible to please. There's no point in even trying." This cycle is not a sign that your love has failed. It's a sign that your tools have failed. So let's give you a new toolkit. This isn't about deciding who is right. It's about creating a new set of rules for engagement that make you both feel safe. Rule number 1, the soft startup. Most destructive fights begin with a harsh, critical opening. It's an accusation. "You always leave your dishes in the sink. You're so lazy." This immediately puts your partner on the defensive and guarantees a fight. The solution is a soft startup. Instead of an attack, you start with your own feeling, using an I statement. Instead of, "You never listen to me." Try, "I feel lonely and unheard when I'm talking, and you're looking at your phone." Instead of, "You're late again. You don't respect my time." Try, "I feel anxious and unimportant when I'm left waiting, In the future, could you please send a quick text if you're running late? A soft startup is not about being weak, it's about being smart. You are inviting your partner into a conversation, not a battle. Rule number 2, the pause button, a tool for the withdrawer. If you are the withdrawer, your greatest challenge is emotional overwhelm. Your instinct is to flee. Instead of just shutting down or walking away, you need a constructive way to ask for a break. This is your pause button. It is perfectly acceptable to take a timeout during a fight, but it must be done with reassurance. Here is your script. I can see that this is incredibly important, and I want to resolve this with you. But right now, I am feeling completely overwhelmed and can't think clearly. I need to take 20 minutes to calm down and gather my thoughts. I promise we will come back to this conversation after that. This statement does 3 crucial things. It validates your partner's feelings. This is important. It explains your own state. I am overwhelmed. And it provides a clear promise to re-engage. We will come back to this. This gives the pursuer the reassurance they desperately need and gives you the space you desperately need. Rule number 3, the empathy mandate, a tool for the pursuer. If you are the pursuer, your greatest challenge is managing your panic when your partner withdraws. When they hit the pause button, your instinct is to chase them. Your new job is to honor their request for space and use that time productively. Instead of stewing in your own anxiety and building a case against them, your task is to practice empathy. Ask yourself the question, what is the vulnerable feeling underneath my partner's silence? Try to imagine what it feels like to be them in that moment. Do they feel like a failure? Are they scared of saying the wrong thing? Are they just completely overwhelmed? By trying to understand their experience, you shift from accusation to compassion, which will completely change the tone of the conversation when it resumes. Rule number 4, master the repair attempt. The difference between successful and unsuccessful couples is not that they don't fight. It's that successful couples are masters of what he calls the repair attempt. A repair attempt is any statement or action that tries to de-escalate the tension and reconnect. It can be as simple as an apology. I'm sorry, that came out harsher than I meant. A moment of validation. I can see why you feel that way. Using humor to break the tension. A physical touch, like reaching for their hand. A simple statement of unity. Remember, we're a team. It's us against the problem, not you against me. The goal of a repair attempt is not to end the argument, but to remind both of you that your connection is more important than the conflict. The goal of a relationship argument is not to win. There are no winners when your partner feels defeated. The goal is to understand. Your conflict style is not a life sentence. It is a learned strategy from your past, designed to protect you. And anything that was learned can be unlearned and replaced with something better. By learning to start your conversation softly, by honoring the need for breaks, by seeking to understand the fear behind your partner's reaction, and by constantly trying to repair the connection, you can transform your arguments. You can turn your conflicts from a source of pain and distance into one of the most powerful opportunities you have for building deeper trust, understanding, and intimacy. What is your default role in a conflict? Are you more of a pursuer or a withdrawer? Share your experience in the comments. And for more insights on building healthier relationships, make sure you subscribe.